Good morning, everyone! It's that time where we talk about things like toast.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, the amount of time that we spend talking about toast, pretty minimal. We talk about a variety of other things.
On Tuesday it was cars.
On Tuesday it was cars.
It's time for another Mal review. What one did I get? This is one of my favorites, actually. I get this one all the time. This is the Publix Black Cherry yogurt.
On Tuesday it was cars, and every day since then, off camera,
We've talked about cars.
it has remained cars. But that's okay. I feel like we're getting closer to making a decision.
I mean, I think we mostly have a decision.
We have
a few things we're thinking about, and we gotta go talk to the
We want to
guy.
I mean, we feel pretty strongly about the Forester.
Yeah.
Not so strongly that, you know, I don't know if they were like, we're gonna sell you this car, overpriced. Like for you specifically, you gotta pay more. I'd probably be like, oh, that's odd. I would just go to the Toyota dealership. But yeah. I feel like we pretty strongly want a Forester. Actually,
There's Sagan.
hi, buddy. Maybe he'll be good. Shout out to I had a patron actually reach out to me yesterday, and please don't eat my toast. Reach out to me yesterday and said, hey, you know, I saw the breakfast stream VOD on Tuesday. I actually have worked for Subaru for several years as a service advisor. And I saw that you were talking about maybe getting a Forester. If I have any questions, or if you have any questions that I can answer, let me know. And I was like, what? Impeccable timing! So I actually did. I had a few questions, and you know, they got back with me, and it was really nice. Are those available?
Right
What do you
now.
mean? What do you mean?
Right now.
They're
Right now.
Right now?
Yes.
Got-
Right now.
Well, this is... Ladies and gentlemen,
Stored on
how do I get there? How do I...
Nintendo.com.
Send it to me! With the playlist!
Stop hitting my phone.
Send it to me. The Super Nintendo controllers are back in stock. I wanted these so bad. This is the reason we're doing the Yoshi's Island stream on the Super Nintendo Classic and not the Switch. It's because I wanted to use the actual controllers, and here they are. Beautiful.
Oh, they're already out. Currently unavailable.
What do you mean they're already out?
I don't know. It says currently unavailable.
No. When did you see the
People were saying it.
What? What? It says added. Is it in my cart? It says it's in my cart. It says it's in my cart. I
have it in my cart.
I'm going to attempt to check out. I don't care if it says it's unavailable. I'm going to try. The most riveting
Breakfast stream.
breakfast stream. It's letting me check out, so I'm going to do it. If you've been waiting on these things too, this is a great time to just do it. Yes, that is my address. That is my phone number. Why is standard... Oh, sorry. I'm an idiot. Why is standard shipping cheaper? Oh my god, you can tell I didn't get enough sleep. Okay. Yeah.
That all looks right.
Okay.
You need me to double check?
No, I got it. I know how to do it. Welcome to Breakfast Stream, where I order things in front of you. Also, it's really warm up here.
It's not. I'm freezing.
I must be fevered. That's right. Okay. Oh, my card's on file. Wonderful. That is not the same card. Hold on.
Kitty.
Yes, that. Okay. This is the same. Okay. Don't sit in my lap. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Purchase. Right on the keys. What was that? What happened? A little box came up. with no message. Just an exclamation point with no message.
Hit it again. No idea.
A little exclamation point comes up at the top of the screen with space for a message and no message. Are you kidding me? I'm just gonna click this. What are they gonna do? Tell me now. It won't go through.
It says out of stock.
Closed the tab.
Well, it's the second time that's happened.
Do you think Nintendo sits around thinking like, how much does everyone hate money? Does everyone hate money? Everyone's like, yeah, we hate money. Cool. Let's make enough stock of this controller to sell out in 10 minutes. And then, despite people wanting it, let's not make any for... God, it was September, wasn't it?
It was, because we were at Chaz and Jeff's.
Oh my god. It's been like, was that 5 months? Almost? 5 months. Because like, I refuse to go on eBay and pay astronomical amounts for this thing. Because like, it's not a thing I need. It's just a thing I would like to have. Because I like playing the Super Nintendo games on the Switch. I would like to use the controllers. It's fine. It's fine. I just wish they would sell them. Like a normal thing. Anyway, sorry that was the beginning of the show. I hope everyone's doing well today. I don't think I'm going to be able to hold on to him. I'm too hot.
Sagan.
I am 1,000 degrees.
Sagan, honey.
I don't know if I have a fever or not. Maybe.
Hi, sweetheart.
So let's just...
Have you drank coffee yet?
I mean, I just had my first sip.
Oh. Okay.
Not gonna be able to. I mean, also, what would it matter if I did?
You're not supposed to eat or drink or like 10 minutes around taking your temperature because it'll affect it.
No, I mean, like, even if I had a fever, what would it matter? What would it change? Nothing?
Nothing. But
All
then
right.
we'd know.
Nah. Oh my god. There's just 2 big cat hairs and they're in the jam and I can't get them out, so I'm just gonna have to eat them. Anyway, so, it's a morning already. I'm real excited about this. It's like, we're 8 minutes into the stream. The only thing that I've done is attempted to order controllers in vain and then complained that it was too hot. I have an ear infection. Let's start with that. Let's start with, get that out of the way. On Tuesday, I had spoke briefly about it because I suspected that
You had one.
that something wasn't right. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try and go to the doctor today. There's a little bit of a roller coaster on Tuesday because I wasn't sure if I'd get a chance to go because I called our service provider multiple times and it was busy every time. Like throughout the day. I was like, I'm gonna call them now.
Yeah.
And it was busy. And I'm like, this isn't like an office. This is a hub that controls like multiple offices in the area.
I think they have 8.
Do they not have a thing where like the phone gets automatically answered and there's like a queue? Anyway.
I mean, I've been in their queue before. They had a queue at one point.
Well,
I don't know if
something is broken. So, we decided to take a look at the Minute Clinic, and the wait times on it were kind of up and down. But at some point in the evening on Tuesday,
it was finally down.
It was like 3 minutes, and I was like, "Let's go, let's go." So we went to the Minute Clinic, and I get in there. The doctor is like, "Hey, what's your pain level on from a scale from 1 to 10? And I was like, 3. She said, okay. I said, but I have a high tolerance for pain, and also I've been in this situation before where, like, it didn't feel that bad, but it was bad. And she's like, okay, well, we'll take a look. So she looks in my ear, and she goes, oh. And I said, yeah. She said, this is one of the worst ear infections I've ever seen. And I was like, cool. She said I had both an inner and an outer ear infection, and I needed to be on 2 types of antibiotics. It's great music for this. So I was like, all right, cool. So I'm on an antibiotic. A pill antibiotic I take twice a day, and then I'm on drops for the ears, and I get those 4 times a day.
4 drops.
4 drops 4 times a day. Anyway, so I started taking that Tuesday night, and it's not getting better. Like, it's not feeling any better. And this morning, last night before I went to bed, it was hurting. And then last night, I didn't get a full night's rest. I know we went to bed a little late, but it wouldn't have mattered because I woke up in the middle of the night and I was just done. I was like, I can't get back to sleep. So that's not good. So Mal said that I should make an appointment with...
Try calling our regular doctor.
Our regular doctor, and make sure that, you know, the antibiotic I'm on is working. Because she felt like within 2 days I should probably be feeling some relief.
Not worse?
Yeah, it's definitely worse. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. The good news is I've already recorded all of the Mario stuff I needed. I've already recorded the BioShock stuff I needed.
And I made you an appointment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mal made me an appointment at the doctor for today. So I'm going to go back to the doctor today, different doctor, and go from there. Yeah. Brandon says all of the headphone things are done. I mean, except for the stream tomorrow, but yes.
We could not use headphones. It would fix all of our problems.
I mean, maybe. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I'll make that decision tomorrow. I might be feeling better. So yeah, that's this has been my 2 days. It's not been great. Capped off by Nintendo being like, "We made 6 more controllers." Blah. I don't need those controllers, but I would buy them at MSRP. Darn.
Do you see this?
He's a good boy. He's a very good boy. I know some people in the past have expressed concern about, like, the headphones and saying, well, maybe the ear infections are connected to the headphones. And while I have no way to say that they are or are not...
You don't wear them every day.
Huh?
You don't wear them every day.
Well, I mean, I don't wear them every day, but my point is, like, my ear infections almost on cue happen in January. Mm-hmm. And it's weird. You know, I use headphones. I use headphones a lot throughout the course of the year, and it's not that I'm using them any more in January than any other time. So it could be the headphones with a combination of some other factors, but, like, I don't know. The headphones aren't necessarily dirty or anything. I don't clean them terribly often, and I could probably do a better job of that. But it's not like they're gross. The only thing is they're
also over ear.
They are over ear.
They're the ones we use for recording.
Yeah,
like on
so
Fridays.
So people know what I know that can create an environment that is receptive to creating an ear infection. But, like... Coffee! But, you know. Coffee. Let me read some stuff so I don't feel depressed about how the past few days have gone.
But our taxes are done.
Yeah. See, that makes me feel good. It's like, oh, good. I don't have to worry about that now. 15 months from Sapphire Becca. 1 month away from the best number. Glad to be here as always. Becca, thank you. Thank you for being here. 400 bits from Paint Chipper says, good morning, grandparents. Can't believe it's already Thursday and the last week in January already. How time flies when there's always coffee to drink and toast to eat.
While you're eating that, Brandon asked if this was the heat sensitive. It was until we sent it through the dishwasher and all of like the covering flaked off.
Through the dishwasher like multiple times.
Yeah.
Sorry, I read Paint Chipper's message and I was like, I want to eat toast.
Eat your toast.
I had to bite. I'm good. 6 months from Board Turtle. Double plus! True. 17 months from DC20 will save. 17 months and maybe for a change of pace, you two crazy grandparents could talk about the movie Cars. Never seen it.
Never seen it.
Never seen it.
We have it?
We have it. We have it. We were sent the movie Cars, but we actually never got around to watching that one. When we got sent, we got sent multiple movies at once, and we actually watched Ratatouille, WALL-E. Loved WALL-E. There's like another one or two that we saw, but then we never actually watched Cars.
I mean, we were sent Toy Story, but then we were stuck on a plane, and then we watched all three on a plane. The first three.
Yeah, this is probably not the most ideal way to experience Toy Story.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm glad I watched. I got the chance to watch because WALL-E of the ones I had seen was like one of my favorites.
Coffee.
But yeah, haven't seen Cars.
Look at this cat.
I'm gonna try and watch some movies this year.
Look at this cat.
He's a good boy. He seems to be really enjoying that. 16 months from Kiwi Scipio. 16! But seriously, thanks for what you two do. Moving has been a pain, and the painters just arrived to work in the bathroom I still haven't had access to use. So I need the hour to just ignore them behind me and just listen to you ramble on about Cars. We did ramble on a lot about Cars on Tuesday, admittedly. But I am going to try and do that a lot less today, because there's not that much new information. We like the Forester. We spoke to our accountant again about
a specific scenario.
A very specific scenario and got his opinion on it. So that was good. And that's about it. The other thing that we decided is that and it's a very, very much like an extra thing, but we really like the look of the sport. As someone who doesn't like the look of Cars, like I really don't give a crap about Cars. Especially because I like my car, and I like the fact that it's I guess that the word is sporty. Like, it has a certain look. The SUV has a certain look, and they stopped going that direction with cars, except Jeep. And Jeep's reliability is not...
It's good.
It's not great. So, like, the sporty model, I'm like, oh, I actually do like that. It's just one of those things that it's a pricier option for what is essentially just a look in a car. And, like, the one hand, it's like, well, you know, you're going to get this car and you're going to own it for a decade, so... To some extent, you should probably get what you want, but then also money, as Roland would say, money.
But it's not a touring.
It is not a touring. So I don't know. I may just talk to the dealer and be like, I could either go base because
He's gonna sell you the more expensive car.
Well, his incentive would be, I don't care that much about the sport. If they could give me like a good deal on it, I may actually do it. Because I do like the look of it, but at the same time, it's not like, I'm not going to die over not having this thing. You know, so maybe that would be good leverage. I don't know. Shout out to Roland, who we'll see today at lunch.
Hopefully, he didn't vote.
He never votes.
That's true.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care where we eat. He's like, I'll be there. All right, I gotta read more of these things. 6 months. Double plus from Binge Gamer. Things aren't really going Steven's way at all today. Sorry to hear that, but I wanted to thank you for making my day better. I appreciate that. I mean, I'm good. I'm good. Like, would I change some things? Yeah.
We're changing them.
But like, yeah, I have a doctor's appointment, and I'm actively taking antibiotics. Hopefully they're like working good. We don't know that, but you know, things could be so much worse. I think that's anytime anything's wrong, I'm like, things could be so much worse. So this is fine. This is fine. We got 2 months from Amanda Henderson. Hope y'all are well. I'm doing good. Again, like, could be better, but like, could be worse. 9 months from Risaka Gaming. 9 months. Thank you for all the entertainment you two have provided, and keep up the good work. Hope your ear gets better, Steven. Just got over a cold myself after having one for a week and a half. Have a great day. Better cold than the flu, so that's good. And I'm glad that you're over it. One of my concerns about going back to the doctor is like, it's flu season, and I'm like, man,
and it's widespread here.
And I just don't. I'm almost more worried about going to the doctor's office. You know what I mean?
And catching something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that bothers the crap out of me. You know, your concern is everyone else. Yes, exactly. Like, I want them to check my ear and get, like, an opinion about the antibiotic and make sure that there's some progress or whatever. Maybe get a backup thing.
A backup? A new antibiotic?
Well, yeah, like, maybe for example, maybe they'll want me to stay on this antibiotic for another day or two, but if it's not working, they'll have me another prescription or something. I don't know. And Brandon said, was I the one that missed out on the flu shot? Yes. Yes. Back when they were giving us all of our shots for China, they gave Mal the flu shot. They never offered me the flu shot, so I just never got it. So I haven't had the flu shot, so of course that's, you know, that's good. It's good. I mean, it's my fault. You know, there's nothing stopping me from being like, hello, give me the shot. But I didn't get it, so... You know, if the universe decides, give that boy the flu, you know, it's not too late to get it even now. Maybe I'll just get it while I'm at the doctor.
They'd be happy to give it to you today.
You know, it'll be my defense for getting out of the waiting room. I go in, I'm like, give me the shot so I can get out of here. It's the only way I'll fight it off. 300 bits from Shy. My experience with my recent ear infection, the first 2 to 3 days it felt worse before it got better, almost like the infection fighting back. If it persists, do see a doctor. Stay healthy. Yeah, I was wondering that too.
I was just concerned because it's almost the weekend.
Mal's concern is that it's the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we don't go today, we may not get in tomorrow, and then we won't get in. So it's like, I understand why you did it. Because Mal's the one that made the appointment. I got up and got a shower this morning.
Yeah.
And she was like, can you see a doctor at 3 today? And I was like, I mean, I guess, yeah. So, we'll see. I would like to feel better.
But you're not ill otherwise. It's just your ear.
Yeah, and I honestly feel fine, all things considered. And like, there's so many other like awful symptoms that can accompany an ear infection, and I'm good. You know, it's hot, and there is pressure, there's pain, but that's it. Again, could be worse. 300 bits from Satsy says, today I should have a bed coming at last. It's only been about 2 months, but at last, maybe.
That's exciting.
That is exciting.
I hope it shows up. The
older you get, the more excited you get about stuff that you didn't get excited about as a kid. Like it doesn't completely flip-flop. It doesn't completely flip-flop, because I was excited about video games as a child.
And Super Nintendo controllers
and
today.
Yeah.
For a brief period.
Yeah. Mad about missing out on something as a kid, and still mad about it as an adult. So that didn't change. But like, I would have never gotten excited about, you know.
Brandon says, I mean, I'm way more excited to receive my W-2s and 1099s.
I would have never gotten excited about a bed when I was a kid. And when we got our bed, when we moved in here, I was like super excited. I was like, oh my God, I'm bad. Because when you're an adult, your favorite activity is sleep. When you're a kid, that's your least favorite activity. And as soon as you become an adult, it is your favorite activity. And I think every adult can agree with that. It's like, yep, Yep, every day I'm getting through the day to get to the point where I can sleep again.
I mean, it's been...
Nerdy Revelry says, why you gotta call me out like this?
How long have we had this mattress? Since May?
May.
Yeah, and like even now, like we're still like, oh, we love this bed.
Yeah, it's been a good bed. Yeah, hashtag not sponsored. We have a purple mattress. We've really, really loved it. Part of it's the fact that it's the purple mattress. It does feel different than previous mattresses I've owned. Part of the fact is that we have a Cow King, and it's the first bed that I fit in. Both of these things, it's like a Venn diagram of good. But yeah, shout out to sleep. Shout out to sleep. The thing that your parents put you to bed when you're a kid, and you're like, I don't want to do this. Bed is awful. I want to stay up and watch the late night shows. And then you get older, and you're like, it's 7. Can I just sleep now? That's the thing I want to do. 12 months from Halaloth. 1 year of Crunch. Awesome. Just wanted to say thank you both for being wonderful creators and know that you are enriching people's lives in meaningful, impactful ways. Keep doing what you're doing, and thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I always really appreciate when people take the time to say things like that, because they stick and they mean something to us. And I'm glad that we're helping enrich people's lives in some way, even if it's just giving them a kitty cat to look at.
This kitty cat is...
Oh my god, I gotta tell you guys a story about this kitty cat. So last night, Mal had to print some stuff, and the printer's up here. So she told me, she's like, hey, could you turn the printer on and put some paper in it? And I was like, sure, yeah, I can do that. So I go up to the printer, and Sagan and Kepler are both up here. They're both on the... Kepler's on the ground. He's just kind of like chilling. He's not fully asleep. He's just relaxing. Sagan is sitting there just watching what I'm doing. And Sagan's always been really interested in the printer. And the printer sits on top of a dresser, so it's pretty high up in the air. I got everything set up, and as I'm walking away, I can see that Sagan's like starting the climb to go up to the printer. And I say, hey, don't you go up on that printer. And he stops, and he's looking at me, and I was like, down. So he gets down, and then I go back over to the chair, and I tell him, I'm like, hey, the printer's all set. I turn around, and he's almost up on top of the printer again, and I go down, and he looks at me, and I look at him, and I stand up. When I stand up, he knows that that's serious, so he jumps down, and he does the little fake thing where he walks like 5 paces away and then looks back at me like, I did it. I'm not there anymore. So I watch him for a minute, and he's just enamored, like looking up at the printer that's starting to print. And I said, you know what?
You just want to see it.
You just want to see the thing. You can't get up to see it unless you're on it, and I don't want you on it, because he'll stand on the tray, and I'm like, that's gonna break. So I said, buddy, all right, hold on. So I walk over to him, I pick him up. He's holding on to me like a little koala, and I'm like, let's just, you can see the printer. So I just stand in front of the printer and hold him, and he's watching the printer. And when the paper is being printed, when it comes out the bottom, he's just watching it. When it finishes and the top is like getting sucked in, he has like a brief moment where he freaks out. Not when the paper's coming out, when he sees it, but like when at the top in the tray it goes. As soon as it does that, he goes. He's got his claws in my shoulder. He goes. And I'm like, it's okay. So I'm just talking to him. I'm like, it's okay, buddy. It's all right. Then he calms down, watches it come out the front. That one ends. The next one. And I'm like, no, it's okay. So he's just watching all of this. Mao had like 10 sheets to print, and I held him and let him watch the entire process. And every time it was like a surprise when the paper went in. And after we finished, I looked at him and I was like, so we good now, buddy? And he's purring, he's all excited. I said, okay.
Is that you?
So I sat him down, and I went back to my chair, and I had only been in my chair for a few seconds. I turned around, and he was standing on the printer. And I was like, oh my god! So that was my story. I had to kick him out because he really wanted to, I assume, become a sheet of paper. He wanted to visit the inside of the printer himself.
He wanted to follow the paper in.
Yeah. He wanted to know where it went.
Look at his little paws on my arm. All 4 paws.
All 4 paws in the same spot. Are you relaxed? You look like you're about to fall asleep. Anyway.
Sagan wishes to be printed.
Print me, Dad. Little throwback to everyone who gets that. Where are we? 9 months from Deson Lee. Twitch baby. 9 months of my favorite morning talk show. You two wake me up more than coffee, especially with the cat chaos. With food as my profession, I'd like to know where there'll be any more Malbakes episodes. I would say yes.
Yeah.
I would say yes.
There's one I want to do for sure that I've, like, if I had my way, I would do it next.
Yeah, there's not any that are, like, planned to a T.
Yeah.
But just conceptually, people really enjoyed it, and we would do it again.
Yeah.
Basically. People would like the beans.
Kitty Cat says, your turn.
Just don't get any more hair in my toast, please. Beans! Patreon.com/StephenGeorgeMamix. Thank you to all of our supporters over there for making all sorts of things a reality.
Hi, Kippy.
We sincerely appreciate you. And these are their names.
Come here, Kippy.
And now the other cat's up here. I think I've cooled down a little bit, so he can stay here.
Okay, well,
You're okay.
You can't have Kepi too, then you'll overheat for sure.
I mean, yeah. Saying I can't have Kepi is not correct, because
you're not allowed to have Kepi.
He'll jump up here and sit next to his brother.
He'll sit on his brother.
What you doing, bud?
Kepi.
He doesn't know. He's not sure what he's doing. I'll get 100 bits from Eli Sparklenut. Thank you, Eli. And 5 months from Annoying Gamer 12. Oh man, I'm 18 today. Well, congratulations.
Happy birthday.
You're an adult. Or at least the standards by which this particular country sees adulthood at. 18. Personally, and I'm going to speak for myself, not just everybody, but like personally, at 18, I did not feel like an adult. And I don't feel like I really hit what felt like adulthood to me until like about like 25. Like they're in my early 20s.
Yeah.
I definitely had obviously like much more responsibility.
See, I was gonna say like 22.
Yeah, and like okay.
I think it's on everyone's circumstances, but
sure,
that was what I felt.
And I mean, obviously, I'll agree with you. I felt like an adult at 22. I think 25 is just, I don't know.
But you mean
adult...
looking back, you feel like that's where your life kind of shifted?
Well, it has less to do with a number and more to do with, like, I guess, a level of responsibility.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, a lot of my responsibilities changed once I was married.
Yeah.
And that was at 22. Mm-hmm. So 22 is a fairly good number for me to be like, yeah, okay, this is...
That's when we got out of college and...
Yeah. So that felt...
I got out of college.
Yeah. But 25, I don't know, looking back, 25 seemed really important. There was far more changes between 18 and 25 than there have been between 25 and 30. I'm like, I'm not really that different. Mm-hmm. I'm like, the same. So, Brandon said there was a 3 to 4 month period where you graduated, got out of college, got married, and moved out of town.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we graduated in May.
Yeah, that moved fast.
We got married in August. Had an apartment the weekend before.
Yeah.
Because I got hired the week before that, maybe.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, age is a number.
Hippie.
And adulthood is a concept, not a number. Some people probably, depending on their circumstances, people may feel like adults much earlier, even. If you're in a position where, like, I don't know, if you have a lot of siblings and you have to take care of your siblings from a younger age, you're going to gain that sense of responsibility, like, far earlier.
Same if you choose to have children younger.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And, like, the people, like, our friends who are our age and have children, like, I mean, it depends on, like, the friends because everyone's in, like, a different spot, but, like, their responsibilities are so different than ours. You know, they have got to get the kids to school. So...
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't have to do that. You know...
We forget school buses are a thing.
I forget children exist sometimes.
Yep.
So it's different.
Like, we'll be out and it's 3:30 and we'll see a school bus stopping.
I'll be like, oh my god, school buses! Who Child. Who Child's very appropriate. I'll never forget Sonic holding that whale. 9 months for Moist Crunchy Potato. While sleeping, I was awoken by a noise. I looked over to see a vlog logo with 3 pluses crying. I went to console the oddity, but when I reached out to it, it yelled, "The sky is falling." I woke up in a startle. It was all a dream. But what could it mean? I don't know, but congrats on triple plus.
Yippee.
That's what I get out of it. 300 bits from Princess Peak 94. Good morning, grandparents. After a long search, I finally managed to find a job. Yay.
Congratulations.
But the hours are sporadic, and this week I'm going to miss all of the Friday night game stream. Hopefully this isn't a weekly occurrence, since I love Fridays with my grandparents. Cute kitties. Well, first off, congrats on the job, because that's super exciting. Even if you miss the streams, at least you'll be able to catch the VODs whenever you can. And just so everyone knows, despite this going on, we are still planning on doing Yoshi's Island tomorrow, hopefully this time with 100% less echo. I can't guarantee that because I haven't tested it, but...
I can guarantee it if...
Mallory, please. The series should sound the same.
Yeah, I agree.
I have very strong production feelings about this that would be very hard to fight. The series should sound the same. We can talk about it after we finish Yoshi's Island.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Just a sec. Okay, I found this on the web for Should Sunset When We Can Talk About It After We Finish Yet. Check it out.
Sunset when we can talk about it after we finish, yeah.
Thanks, Siri. Really appreciate your input on this matter. 15 months from Quack Team James. So I haven't been live for ages, but stayed sub just to support you, and suddenly found out I'm at 15 months. Thank you so much for all you guys do. Well, James, thank you for the continued support, even when you're not around. I appreciate that, and I hope that you're doing well.
Hey, you, come back.
And congrats on 15 months. You're almost to 16, which is a rather arbitrary number, but not in our community. 16 is gained new favor. And we also get a sub from Yuki Uzumaki. Pretty sure the eyes are supposed to be the ones are supposed to be interpreted as eyes there.
Look, here's the other one.
He does not like the smell of coffee.
Well, he's the one shoving his face in it.
We always have such a variety of days with the cats. Sometimes they're not even up here.
Sometimes it's one, sometimes it's both.
And then sometimes they just want to sit on us. You know, it's a toss-up. It's whatever they're feeling that particular day.
Hi, Cappy. Look at this Cappy.
Good boy. Oh, so the other thing is that, and sometimes they want to kill each other.
And the camera.
God, can you imagine if that would have ended with
the camera sideways?
Yeah, like boom, and then everything just goes black.
You still haven't fixed the tripod.
I haven't. It's my life is a series of golly gee, I need to do that, and then there's too many other things that are more important, so I haven't done it. And it would take like a few minutes.
Yeah.
But after breakfast stream ended on Tuesday, my brain is immediately like, gotta do this other thing. It's a lot. Anyway, I did manage to get a vlog out yesterday.
I know.
That's good. So if you haven't seen that, I hadn't released the vlog in a few days, and now it's out. Hopefully, I'll be able to get one out today too. It's not done, but short of me, I don't know, being bedridden.
As soon as your doctor's appointment is over, you have nothing else for today besides work.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'll be working on it. And the next vlog day is the infamous. Infamous? I don't know. The people refer to it almost in that context. Gift exchange that we do with Chug MSA every year. So, and this year, I got them a stampede of Angry Peggies.
Angry Peggy.
Angry Peggies.
Why is she angry?
She
She smiles.
She does. Do you think Peggy can feel any other emotion other than happiness? Because she's always smiling. By the way, that was 2033 bits from Tired Psychopomp 91 who says, I feel it's been too long since Peggy has come a-runnin'. Also, my favorite random occurrence is anytime anyone's Siri decides to provide input.
Oh, you flipped it upside down.
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Apropos of nothing. So, one of the problems I run into sometimes is that when I'm recording, I use my phone as the stopwatch, and that's what helps me know. Peggy feels around your trunk. Tickled my funny bone more than it should have. I always use my phone because of the stopwatch, and there are occasions where I'm playing, and all of a sudden my phone goes beep beep, and I look, and it's just like Siri reading back my commentary, and I have to like, whatever I'm doing with the controller or the keyboard and the mouse, I have to like continue my train of thought, continue to speak, look at the screen, but then also look down at the phone to like lock the phone so it doesn't
search the web for.
I think I've subconsciously tried to like stop myself from saying the word serious, because that almost always triggers it. So I can't say that word. If I say that, then she comes to life. Here's what I found on the web for. Gotta take out this enemy. Gotta take out this enemy. Give me the rocket launcher. Boom. Yeah, send him to hell. You're on a watch list. Okay. Wonderful. Have you cut Kepi's nails yet?
Kepi's nails, yes. Sagan's nails, no.
We need to do that. But
He's been letting me hold him. Wow.
GC Nick says if you turn your phone upside down, Siri won't listen, but then you can't see the stopwatch. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the problem. And like, it doesn't happen often enough for me to not use it. But it's also not rare enough that it's not a thing. It's like, oh yeah, this is a thing. This is a thing that happens. And it can't, I'm sure it's not just me. There's probably plenty of people that use their phone as a stopwatch for doing recording stuff and have run into the exact same, you know, problems. It's fine. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Brandon, oh God, no. That's never happened, but that would be a story. Especially if, like, I didn't notice that it was happening. So then the call goes through and I'm still playing the game and they're on the line. I wonder how much context they would need to understand that it was a game. This is serious. They should call the police. Calling 911. Headshot. Got him. Headshot. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Wouldn't be great. Wouldn't be,
Kepler, my hand is
wouldn't be
not
great.
a pillow.
Thank you so much for watching. Tune in next time. They would call SWAT. Anyway. It's fine. It's fine. Hey, I'm getting a chance to eat my
I know. It's
are you
kind
proud
of
of me?
incredible.
Yeah. Thanks. Just really appreciate that.
Kepler, I just washed this hoodie and now I'm covered in white cat hair.
They each had a fur ball.
Yeah, they did on the same day.
And that's weird. Because, they don't get a ton of hairballs. But they each had one yesterday. And I was like, huh. They must have went to the Golden Corral, but like hair edition. where all the food's made of hair.
What are you even saying?
I don't
this
know,
morning?
Mallory. I'm delirious. I have an infection. It's clearly affecting my brain. Hairties. It's good. It's good. MLE64, that's good. I like Hairties a lot. Hairties, new $6 hair burger.
Stop.
Hair Corral. Take a restaurant. Jess says, didn't think it was possible to make Golden Corral less appetizing, but doggone it, you found a way. Wendo's? 5 hairs? Oh my god, now I'm getting hot again because I'm laughing.
Stop.
Anyway, this is my new favorite. You know, on Twitter, you're always on Twitter and you're clicking explore because you're curious what's going on in politics. But then, like, 2 down, it's telling you all about, like, replace a movie title with butts. This is that. Replace a restaurant with hair.
Okay.
Mal wants this to end, but I'm like, hold on. Shed Donald's is good. Tim Hortons? Panera Hair?
Let me know when we're over with this.
Teeth and Chester's? That was good. That was good. This is the dumbest thing. Ah. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be like, you know, the word hair exactly. Any like hair related things. Toupee Bell. That one's pretty good. I like that. Buffalo Wild Hairs. Something about Buffalo Wild Hairs feels dirty. I don't like that one. I'm gonna back up off all the other ones. They were different. I don't like Buffalo Wild Hairs. Oh god. All right, I should probably change the subject. Because I do have, at some point I do have to eat lunch, and I'm just going to be like, not ideal. Anonymous gifted a sub to Belisariu. I think I got that right, Belisariu. We've got 100 bits from I'm trying to say this again. I got it. Yuki Uzumaki, but I got there. Thank you for that. 17 months from JCJ actually says, "Wow, time flies."
Oh, we're done with hair.
At any moment, the hair could come back, so you gotta be careful. I'm sorry, you gotta be hairful. Time flies at 17 months already. Happy 17 months anniversary on Twitch, and happy Lunar New Year. It's Rat Year. Just curious, does Kep or Sagan take particular interest in rat-styled objects or those with rat designs? I mean, I don't think there's been anything.
I think the size of something.
The size of something plays into what they're willing to play with.
And also the amount of catnip.
Yeah.
They like smaller things, but if they're real small, we hide them because we don't want them to have them unsupervised.
Yeah.
Because we eat everything. Yes, we do.
If I can fit it in my mouth, I'll try to swallow.
Yeah, like Sagan has a little mouse on a string, but I don't think it has much to do with the mouse and more to do with the fact that it's on a string.
Yeah, that it's, moving fast.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's... I don't know, they're not really related to rats. Ironically, well, this isn't really, I guess, ironic, but just... Something I find fascinating is that Sagan has always really loved, and I know this has nothing to do with it, it's just coincidental, but like sea creature based things. He had a little lobster that he just adored. He just tore the crap out of that little lobster. Mm-hmm. And recently, I guess this is a bit of a spoiler, but one of the things that Masay gave us at the gift exchange was a subscription to Meowbox. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's Meowbox.
And they basically mail you toys for the cats. And we got our first box, and it was like crustacean themed.
It was all sea creatures.
And sea creatures and stuff like that.
Because there was like a
and there's
whale.
There's like a little crab in there, and we pulled it out. Is that like cat loot crate?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, basically. Oh god, saying about hairy restaurants giving hairy food. Sorry, Mal. Oh my goodness, it's so hairy. Better call my friend Larry. He's the only guy I know that'll eat hair off of a toe, cuz that's what they serve when you go down to the Turd restaurant. Yes, it's true. They've got hair. You know it's true. Did I say true before that? I've got an infection. My brain formed the rhyme true, and then my
like,
brain
what rhymes with true? Oh, true.
Well, I after you did my first rhyme, I got to the second one, and my brain was like, use true, and I said it, and then my brain was like, hold up, is that the word you used? And then by that time, the song's so fast, I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, I know a guy named Larry. He'll eat the hair right off your toe. I didn't even really get to restaurants so much. Just there is a friend I know who will eat hair. Not really. I don't actually know anyone like that. That's always a surprise. It's always surprising. Honestly, I've had the song. I don't know if you guys have thought this.
Not looking forward to eating lunch.
The songs from Yoshi's Island last week, I felt like were fairly consistently good. And I was telling Mal, I was like, I've always known it was the tempo.
Yeah, the tempo.
I've always known in my heart it was the tempo, and because the tempo was just a little bit slower. I was like, yeah, that's why they became so much better. Of course, this is probably more entertaining because I'm literally freaking out and messing things up. Anyway, that was 5,000 bits from Goldmage, who said, sorry, Mal. Steven, sing about hairy restaurants giving hairy food. And, like, sometimes you'll get what you ask for, and sometimes I don't get that far. With another verse, Larry would have, like, went to the restaurant, but instead, he's just sucking toes. Oh, Larry. Larry, why you do that? For a minute, I was going to call it back to the Cat World LP, but then I realized that I'm Larry, and I'm like, never mind. I'm like, Alex, eating that hair, and I'm like, that was the wrong guy. 17 months from JCJX. Oh, wait, this is what I just read.
We were talking about how
I'm paying close
the
attention.
Meow Box, though.
That's what I was talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a crab in it.
Yeah. Spoiling a different vlog.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Oh, it's good, though. When we get the Meow Box, that's a good vlog.
Like, all of the toys, I think, are filled with catnip. The cats are losing their mind. They were trying to get into the box before the box was ever opened.
Yeah.
In fact, we just threw the box on the floor. Like, it was still sealed, and the cats were like, this is the best thing you've ever given us. And they were just, like, rubbing their faces on it, and I was like, good. And we don't even need to open it. We'll just leave it closed. 9 months from Secret of the Depth. Triple plus. Congrats.
Happy Yoshi says, Meow Box unboxing? I mean, we didn't unbox it. But we did film an unboxing.
Cats unbox. Oh, wasn't it where, like, so the toys have tags on them.
Oh,
because
yeah.
they're, like, real toys. Mao had barely opened the box, and Sagan had his head in it and has already grabbed the toy and started to, like, run away with it. And I'm like, okay, well, they seem happy. So, it's part of the vlog. So we filmed that, and you'll get a chance to see that.
It's good.
It is good. It is good. Like, one of the things...
He claimed that crab is his own.
One of the things... I'm speaking to all the adults out there, which is basically all of you. Life can at times be depressing, anxiety-filled, crushing, hopeless. It's just part of adulthood. But there is some solace in animals. Whether they are your own or a friend's, or even just looking at cat gifs online. Like, I don't know, man. There are days that are not good days. Everyone has them. We have them too. But I tell you, there's just not any better pleasure than watching a cat stick his little head into a box to pull a toy out. I'm like, I love you. I love you. I will do anything for you. You are the source of happiness and inspiration in my life. They're just great. They're just great. And I know some people aren't animal people. And, like, that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. But I just love it. You know who else loves animals? I mean, possibly. Seems reasonable. Padawan Becca. Gifting 10 subs. Literally putting words in people's mouths. I don't know, but it was while I was talking about this. 10 gift subs. Thank you, Becca. Where did they go? I'll tell you. Gamer Hushu, Radio Scotty, Air Looney, Matt the Walt, Juan K. Paniagua? I think I got that right. Wayfinder 823, X Starlina 27, Wolf Dragon, Serena Rosetail 1992, and Munchkin Macadamia. And Becca says, I do love animals. See? I knew. I mean, for what it's worth, I feel like most people do like animals. And like, not everyone is necessarily an animal person, but there's very few people that are actively like, don't want any animals at all.
I just want you all to know that Kepler loves everyone.
He does. He actually does. And thinking a little bit more about it, I think the reason I love animals is that I think it's just innocence. They're not corrupted.
I mean, there's a Steve Irwin quote who's like, you know, I know where I stand with a croc.
Sure.
And it's like, you know, people aren't like that.
Yeah. Like, and I mean, human beings are important. Having some level of social interaction with other people to some degree is important. Chaz. Elspeth is a sweetheart and you know it. She's many other things too, but she's also a sweetheart. She's a good little kitty
When she
cat.
sits on your chair, she's so cute. Will you stop trying to eat this?
But my brother, he'll screw me over in a heartbeat. I mean, I personally try to see the good in people. And I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt. But also, human gonna human. You know what I mean? I love cats. I love dogs too. I love animals just in general. Never been like a huge bird person, but I've also never spent a whole lot of time around them. I find them fascinating, but also they just like poop.
They chirp. Some can talk.
That's the talking's neat.
Masay's parrotlet, and I think her new bird is starting to talk, or could talk.
Yeah, she was talking about that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Soon they'll be driving our cars. Soon we won't be driving our cars. We'll have self-driving cars, but the birds will be learning to drive the cars.
And you know what you were saying about, like, you know, there's some bad days?
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, there's some good people who do really cool things and make good days.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the animals create happiness just by them being them. Humans create happiness by going out of their way to help someone have happiness.
Yeah.
And that's the benefit of humans. Shout out to all the animals. Shout out to all the good humans. Which at some point in time for everyone is everyone. Everyone is good at some point. Always strive to be good. Be nice. We've really went on a roller coaster. 10 minutes ago we were talking about Harry Golden Corral. So if this is your first time at Breakfast Stream, this is par for the course. Padawan Beckett also gifted a sub to Ezekiel. And Goldmage gifted a sub to The Hairy Toe as a reminder of the fact that we fell from grace. 300 bits from Opera Bubbles. Good morning, grandparents. Please wish me luck today as I have a job interview. It pays almost double my current job and comes with benefits.
That's awesome.
All the good vibes would be appreciated. Opera Bubbles, good vibes your way. That would be fantastic. As someone who has no job benefits, I mean, I have benefits in the fact that, like, I can drop what I'm doing and I work from home. That's
and
a benefit.
You're your own boss.
And I'm my own boss. So don't get me wrong. I'm well aware of
the benefits for
that benefit. But as someone who doesn't have, like, insurance
or a retirement account.
or retirement or any of that stuff,
yeah.
I am envious of anyone that has that. So I hope that you get that. And also, like, double pay. That's good. That's real good. So Chad is going to send you good vibes today. 867 bits from Tired Psychopomp says, human gonna human. Stephen George 2020. Truly a philosopher of our time. I mean, quote is not wrong. Human gonna human. But still try to give people the benefit of the doubt. And like when people act out, like, I know that people do bad things sometimes, but also, you know, there's so many other factors you have to look at. So generally, and I'm not always good at this, but generally before I get angry at someone for doing something, I try to think like, well, why did they do it? You know, what other things are going on in their lives? Are they stressed? Are they anxious? You know, before I get upset about how they handled the situation, I try to put myself in their shoes a little bit, if I can. And sometimes it's hard. And sometimes, depending on what they've done, or you just feel like you don't deserve it. 2 months from Davia, who says, yay, got my new debit card, which means I can get my vlog camera back. Thank you. Well, thank you. Congrats on 2 months.
Sapphire Rebecca says, my job makes me hate people, but places like this chat fix that. We do have a great chat.
Yeah, we do. We have
such a good community.
Really good. And different people's jobs can make them feel differently towards people. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of jobs, I think, actually, that... C for chat. Yeah. Fun to stay at the sea. Hair. We know a lot of people, and I think it's actually pretty common, especially talking with, like, retail and things like that. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people that their jobs, their interactions with people bring out not the best in people. And sometimes the interactions are neutral. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the interactions are good. And it's human nature, and I get this too with what I do. You tend to remember the negative the most. You know, me and Mal have talked about this a lot, especially since she started doing YouTube, but like, you can get 99 comments about how good you did a thing. But the one that you'll remember is the one where someone...
The single one.
The single one that, like, complained.
Yeah.
That will nag you forever. And it's probably the same way with, like, retail or fast food or any of that stuff where, like, you know, most of your clientele, most of your customer base is probably fairly neutral. It's like a run-of-the-mill interaction.
Yeah.
But when you have a negative interaction, like, you're gonna remember it.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that's how it was teaching, like...
Exactly.
2 kids could totally ruin the climate of the classroom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like that, I really don't think that has anything to do with any particular person's job. It's just, that's human nature. Like we are not good at calculating data and ratios like that mentally. Like we are emotional response.
Brandon had said that, you know, he thought it was like a science study that they've done where it's like you need 7 good ones to overcome 1 bad.
Oh my god. And that makes so much sense. Mm-hmm. I totally believe that. It's not a 1-for-1 thing. And I have to always be careful about that. And I feel like I've done pretty good. To some degree, I think art school prepares you for some of that because there's so much critiquing that you have to start building up a thick skin about that.
Yeah, especially, like, SCAD is on another level from, like, my state college art classes with critiquing, but, like, the very first critique I had was crushing. Like...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of that.
You gotta develop a thick skin quick.
But, like,
in art classes.
And I had to, and I feel like I do a good job now, and even compared to some of my peers, some of the other people I know personally that do what I do, that are YouTubers, I feel like I do better than a lot of people in regards to being able to handle that. But I'm not immune. And there's times I'll read something and I have got to be careful not to alter what I'm doing because I read something. Mm-hmm. Because if 99 people are like, you're doing a great job, this is it, this is the stuff we want to watch, and you get a critique that maybe not even worthy of being called a critique, maybe just a very negative thing that tells you the things you should change, that can get into your head, and you can be like, maybe they're right. And it's like, well, you got a bunch of other people that are loving what you're doing, and so it's hard. It's hard. Yeah, I have a lot of friends that do this, and it's been interesting to both talk with them over the years about this, and then also see how they handle criticism online.
Yeah.
Because some of them, I mean, I'm never going to name any names on that, but like some people just do not handle it that well.
You know what I appreciate about our relationship? I didn't appreciate it in the moment, but like...
I know what you're going to say, but say it. It's fine. It's fine. It's better if you say it than me.
Sometimes Stephen gives constructive criticism for my paintings, and I'll...
Sometimes.
Yeah, it's sometimes.
Okay.
And, like, at the time, I'm like, but, like, if I do it, it turns out better. And I'm just glad that you can be honest with me, because...
If I can't be honest...
Because you're going to be honest with me.
If I can't be honest with you, I cannot be honest with anyone.
And I know that you still love me, even though you're like, that doesn't look right.
I feel like I give criticism on every painting. I feel like you remember it more on others.
Yeah.
Because there are times I'm not nice. I'm just not. And I know that we've had this conversation with my parents before. Like we discussed this when we were having dinner with my parents one time, and my mother was like, "Don't you do anything to that girl. That is my daughter, and I love her." And I was like, "Mom, I know, but I can't lie to Mal, and there's a lot of things to take into consideration when coffee. There's a lot of things to take into consideration when dealing with constructive criticism with a spouse. But my first and foremost thing is like just complete honesty. And if I have to rip open your heart, like I probably will, and I do it out of love and a hope for a better product. Although I'm also balancing a lot of other thoughts about like, Mal's making paintings, but she has to make something every month. And, there's going to be times where I'm not going to mention certain things because I'm looking at it and like, that's going to take too long to do. Mal has to finish this to get started on her next thing. So like, it's a give and take situation. But yeah, there's been times I've been like, nope. And there's been some times where you've countered it too.
Yeah.
And you've been right. So.
Last night?
Coffee!
Last night?
Hanging in the mirror.
Oh my god, I'll never live that down. Oh.
No, you won't.
Oh, I'm never gonna live it down. And now they have to know.
Someone has to know you were wrong.
Oh, I was wrong. All right. Let me read these, and then I'll tell the story, and then we'll wrap up today. We had 150 bits from JCJX. Thank you, JC. 300 bits from Gold Mage, who said, "Just want to say I love you guys a lot. There are times your relationship makes me cry." I don't know if I should say I appreciate it. Like, I'm glad I can make you cry. I don't mean it like that, but I'm glad that we can be some sort of
role model
or guiding light or something for folks. We try hard for each other, and that's the key to just relationships in general. It's like you have to put in the time and you have to be willing.
Yeah,
I guess.
And I mean, as someone who grew up in a divorced family, both my parents are great. I love them both, but I didn't grow up seeing a relationship, so I'm glad we can kind of provide that for people.
Yeah. And see, I obviously I come from a different home.
Mm-hmm.
My parents have been married now for, I guess, like 1,000,000 years. I don't know. And seeing that, and seeing, especially for over the years, like well before the vlog, like there have been some rough times that my parents have been through, and to be a kid and see them going through that and make it through, you know, was just, I learned from them, you know, that like you can conquer anything, you know, like you have to be willing, you got to put in the time, but like, oh yeah, you can do it. You can absolutely do it. My parents are great role models. They're gonna watch this because I know they watch Breakfast Stream.
Your dad's probably watching it now.
I'm gonna get a text from my mom about, she'll say you made me cry. So just, I'll save the text. Sorry, it's true. I love you guys. 300 bits from Colin DeB says, you guys are the gold standard of relationships. I love that you guys are so pretty for each other. We appreciate it. Life's not perfect, and I never want to give that impression. Just communicate.
Coffee.
That's the big thing.
Yeah.
You have to communicate about everything. Even if it means being really open about the criticism that you're going to give about your wife's painting. Danny gifted 4 subs. They went to Jubbern, Caruso, Sabrith 1, and PokeLeo 20. Thank you, Danny. And then 300 bits from Princess Pico says, you guys are such a great inspiration for me and my boyfriend. You guys are about 5 years older than us, and a lot of the time when people ask, where do you see yourself in 5 years, I hope we can be as happy as you guys are. It's possible. It's possible. And I wish you guys the best. Again, just always take time for each other. Always be open and honest with each other about every single little thing. There's a billion different ways to make relationships work. One size does not fit all, but for us, that's what's worked out really well for us. And yeah, even this game says, I like the don't go to bed angry idea. Yeah, we've been doing that also ever since we got married.
That was something. Did you ever hear that from anyone growing up? Because I know who I heard that from first, and it's always stuck with me.
I don't know. That might have been something my parents said.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that definitely seems like something I would have gotten from them. So.
My health teacher in high school, he was also my homeroom teacher, because you would just randomly be assigned someone for homeroom.
Yeah.
He was really great. He was one of those teachers everyone wanted to, like, hang out with, like, at lunchtime, and, like, oh, come talk to us. Like, people would want to just chat with him, because he was always fascinating to talk to. But, there was one time where he was, like, talking about how it was his anniversary with his wife, and they'd been together forever, and everyone was like, well, what's your secret? And he said, don't go to bed angry.
I mean, I like that advice. I've followed that. And again, it's not one size fits all. You know, and it's important to remember that too, because like you know, depending on your specific relationship, I don't know, maybe
there's some people who need like
time
to decompress and think on their own. Yeah.
And if you have a fight like right before bed, and it is better for you specifically to take that time to decompress, wake up in the morning, and then talk about it, then that's fine. So like I just, there's not hard fast rules for this stuff. And the older you get, the more you realize that everybody is flying by the seat of their pants. It's one of the things that makes adulthood truly like horrifying is when you. Sorry, this is a quick tangent, then I'll get back to the part where Mao is so much smarter than me.
The mirror story?
Yeah. One of the most horrifying things is whenever you have a moment in your life where you have an experience or something with an individual, and you know their age, and then you become their age, and you know how you feel, and you realize that they were not like this figurehead of authority. I remember there was someone I spent time with whenever I was 15. They were 10 years older than me, and I remember thinking like, oh man, you know, this person...
They're an adult.
This person is an adult. You know, wow, like, we're doing all this stuff, like, they're an adult. Wow, this is really cool. And then I became 25 and was like, oh my god, this is what that how were they in a position of power to wrangle all of these people together? Same thing with like being a teacher.
Oh yeah,
That
my
has to
first
be
year as a
horrifying.
teacher, when you have your first day in your own classroom, and I was how old?
Yeah, 23?
Something like that.
22?
It's like, oh my god, they're trusting me with these kids. Like, I'm still a kid.
Yeah, basically what Joel said. The feeling when you realize... I gotta scroll up because it's scrolling down, but I liked what it said. The feeling... Oh,
The keyboard.
I'm gonna buy a new one. I know I am. I've gotten too angry at this. The feeling when you realize that adults have no clue what they're doing and just happen to know enough to get by. And then that becomes you.
Like, we were doing taxes last night, because we have not just, like, the normal state, federal, quarterly stuff, but, like, there's, like, sales and use taxes we have to deal with and stuff. And, like, I'm like, I don't know. And we're like, does this make sense? I guess that makes sense. Let's use that.
Yeah, adulting is hard. And, like, to some degree, yeah, when you get older, you're a little bit better equipped to deal with it. But when you look at someone, like when I was a kid and I looked at someone that was 25, I was like, oh wow, they're an adult, they got things together. When I became 25, I realized no, they didn't. What?
Renee said that when they sent her home with the baby.
Yeah.
She's like, they trust me with this?
Yeah.
Like, I'm in my 30s, and that horrifies me, as being sent home with a brand new baby.
And I've heard that exact statement from multiple people.
Yeah.
Because I think Nikki had said that.
Yeah.
And Laura had said that.
Yeah.
Like, some of our close friends that have had kids, it's the same thing, Anyway, all right.
we're long breakfast stream.
Hair and humanity, man. That's what we got to talk about. Last story. I'm literally telling the story only to make myself look bad. So last night we went over to my parents' house, and their living room is really coming together. They've done a great job. They have a rug now. And one of the things they had done is they have a mirror that sits above their fireplace, and they had taken it off to do, like
the painting
and all that stuff. So we got when we got there, when we arrived, they were actually trying to put the mirror up, and I was like, okay, why don't you let us help you? Because the way my parents were going to do it is
they had tape on the hook, and they were going to stick the mirror and like hope the tape stuck to the wall.
Yeah. And I was like, if you want this perfect...
Pasta Dancer says, the birthday banner mirror? Yes, that one.
Yeah, if you want this perfect, we can use math. We can use measurements and figure out exactly where the holes are supposed to go. Mm-hmm. And that's not the way my parents do things. They were just like, we're just going to put it up there and it'll be fine. And I was like, Mal, get a piece of paper and a pen. She says, okay. So we start measuring, doing all the math, figuring out exactly where this thing is going to go.
And it's basic addition and subtraction.
Yeah.
Math.
I know. Yeah. I know that people are like, math. I'm actually not bad at basic math. When you add the letters, how does that work? I don't know how that...
But you're good at, like, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division in your head.
Yeah.
Much better than I am.
Yeah, I can actually do all that really quick.
And I'm better at, like, geometry and algebra.
I don't know what that is. Anyway, so we're doing all the stuff, and we get it all figured out, and I was like, this is where the dots should go.
So we held it up to make sure it was in the right spot.
We held it up just so they could get a visual of how they wanted it.
Yeah, with how much space between the mantle.
When we held it up, my mom was looking at it, and she said, it's just a little higher than I think I'd like it. Can we bring it down 2 inches? And I said, sure. What happened next is that we took the mirror down. I got the measurements out to do this. And between me doing this and talking to Mao about some numbers, my brain told me that I had made new marks. I didn't make new marks.
So then
But
we were double checking the mark.
Hold on, let me dig my grave a little deeper. I had told myself that I had made new marks. Mm-hmm. But I guess I had been talking with people or whatever and got distracted, and I never made the marks.
The new pencil dots.
The new pencil marks. I did not bring it down 2 inches. But my brain was like,
you did.
I did it. Mm-hmm. So then Mallory...
We're testing everything, making sure.
Mallory's looking at the numbers, and she tells me, she says, all right, from the mantle to your new dot, it should be this distance.
33 and a half.
And I measure it, and it's
35 and a half.
It's 2 inches wrong. And like, trust math. In that moment, I said, well, that can't be right, Mal. Because it's this, and I just moved it down 2 inches. And Mal's looking at the paper.
Which I have all the numbers written on.
She has every number for every possible thing, and she's like, it's supposed to be 33 and a half. And I'm like, Mal.
I moved it.
She was like, if it's this, then you had it 2 inches higher to begin with. And I was like, Mal, I don't know what I had it, but I know that this is right because I just moved it down 2 inches. And I didn't. And Mal was sitting there trying to tell me that the math was wrong, that I needed to bring it down 2 inches, and I was like, I did it! I don't care what the numbers say. And it's so funny because we had just measured like 15 different numbers to get this exactly right on the mark. And I was like, this is it. So then we put it in. And we hang up the mirror, and I stand back, and my mom goes, I do wish it was 2 inches lower.
and I measure it.
And I look at Mal, and she looks at me, and I'm like...
And the measurement was for the 2 inches higher. Because that's...
All of the math had
35 and a half.
All of the math had been correct. We had done all of the math correctly. And then my brain just knew for sure that I had moved those marks. Even when Mal was like, the math doesn't work. It's supposed to be 2 inches lower. I'm like, no! Then something was wrong. So, of course, I told Mal, it's like, I'll never live this down. You'll be bringing this up forever. And she's like, yeah, definitely. And I was like, okay. So, first off...
I was so thorough, too, because I was
like,
the measurement of the mirror is X, plus between the mantle to the bottom of the frame is Y. Mm-hmm. Add them together, it's 33 and a half. And you were like, no, it's 35 and a half. I moved it.
And, like, my parents couldn't help us because they didn't even know what we were doing. They're like, y'all are crazy. Because they were just going to put tape up and that's it. That's where they go. And I was like, no, that's nuts. If you do the math on it, you'll get it. It's completely accurate. And to be fair, we would have. Goldmage asking the important questions. Did you fix it?
No.
So what I did instead... there's more gap at the bottom now, 2 extra inches than there is at the top. And I told my mom, I was like, you know what would look great here?
A garland.
Like a garland. Because their living room is actually now like... foresty, sage themed. Like there's leaves and stuff.
It's a farmhouse look with the furniture, but like sage goes really well, like a sage green.
Yeah.
So we were like a garland.
I was like, just put a garland right there. I was like, and then I was like, you know what? I think I did you guys a favor. I was like, think about how nice that's going to look with that garland.
Because she always puts a garland up for Christmas. Like with pine cones and stuff. So like there's just more space for a garland.
Yeah. Brandon, thank you. I know Brandon's gotta go to work.
We gotta get going too. Yeah, it's 10:30.
This was a long one. I had
we had so much to talk about.
We had good talks today though.
Hair.
We had really good talks today. And it's such a gamut of like discussion topics. What the crap?
That's the best thing about Breakfast Stream.
It is. It is. It's such a freaking weird show.
Some random Maddie says, car update. Not yet. We haven't done anything.
Yeah, we will let you guys know when something happens.
Hopefully next week.
It's soon. It's gonna be real soon. All right. I'm not going to do a post thing because we're already so far on time. So instead, I will just say, Thunderdome, straight to you, and we'll just end the stream directly. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. Mods, thanks for hanging out. I hope everyone has a wonderful Thursday. Don't forget, tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, short of something awful happening, we will be continuing through Yoshi's Island, and I'm crossing my fingers hard that the echo issue is resolved. We have something to try that should hopefully fix it. The good news is, and I don't know if I said this before, but the issue will not be present on YouTube, just so everyone knows. So if there is any oddities, they will not be present when the version comes out on YouTube, because there's nothing actually wrong with the audio itself. It's just that the tracks get slightly out of sync. All right, that's it. Have a great one. We gotta get ready and go to lunch. We will see you guys tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern for Yoshi's Island.
Sorry, Kepler. I startled him.
Poor stinker.